Thank you for checking out this little teaser of the history of the papacy and church. Here's a little taste of what's coming up soon on the History of the Papacy podcast. Now, if you like what you hear, I'd love it if you'd leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. If you want to support the podcast even more, consider becoming a Patreon on patreon.com/history of the papacy. There are many levels and benefits for you, and you help keep the history of the papacy going. You can learn more about all of this at historyofthepapacypodcast.com. With that, here's another piece of the mosaic of the popes of Rome and Christian church, and I will definitely be talking to you more soon.
Well, I never speak to young people differently than I do to adults. I think it's almost condescending to do so. If you can understand, the 13-year-old can understand what I'm saying right now, you can understand what I have to say about the Bible. And the earlier in life you grapple with these great issues of life, the earlier you get wisdom, the better a life you will have. They don't know that because their parents probably never used the word wisdom once in their upbringing. They used love 50,000 times, but they used wisdom 0. Frankly, I like both love and wisdom, but if I had to choose parents giving one or the other, the kid will do better in life with wisdom. That's the irony.
That is a great perspective of not, for the lack of a better term, pulling punches with children or youths, to give it to them straight and not sugarcoat anything, because then there's no explanation later of why you didn't give them the full scoop.
So I learned this. I began lecturing. I have a very odd life. I know this. I always knew it. I began lecturing at 21 years of age. I won't explain why, because it involves the whole story. But in any event, I did. So in the beginning, I was just lecturing in Jewish life. And I was at a synagogue. I was what they called scholar in residence at a synagogue in my late 20s. And there was a kid in the front row. I would say he was about 9 years old. 10 years old. And I noticed while I was speaking, he was listening. And it cracked me up. I didn't start laughing in my speech, but it cracked me up inside. And I went to the mother after my speech. And I said, I just got to say, I'm remarkable. You've got quite a son there listening to such a serious speech at his age. And she goes, I was more amazed than you. When the rabbi gets up to speak, he runs out.